Hi, this is Chuck with Street Rat Garage. Today we are putting up my 1974 Buick Apollo for sale. This car, it looks pretty good on the outside, but there is quite a bit of work that needs to be done. I took this car on Hot Rod Power Tour, made it down to Memphis, Tennessee, over to Nashville, had some issues, and came back to Indianapolis. But we did make the trip down there. But I have several episodes of this car being put together and all the things that we did to the vehicle in order to get it ready to make the trip on Hot Rod Power Tour. Most of them were pretty bad, but we're going to do a walkthrough on this, show you everything that it needs. If you want more information, you can hit up my YouTube channel and look at every single thing that we did to this car and exactly how we did it. So let's have a look at this real quick, and we will walk through a basic tour so that we can see what has happened to this thing. But this is it. You can see my Hot Rod Power Tour sticker from what was Power Tour? June of 22. This is now November. It's almost Thanksgiving as of this recording. So that's 5 months that it has been sitting in this spot, not moving. So once Power Tour was done, I had to do a little bit of work to it because of what happened to it on Power Tour, but got it back up and operating again. So hopefully it's going to fire up. Let me adjust this camera so you can see a little bit better. So sitting here for 5 months, haven't done anything to it. I'm getting in on the passenger side because the driver's side is way up against the wall. And I'm just checking because every now and then we get a mouse or two in here. No one wants that. But I'm just going to put my foot over here and see if it still has battery life in it, first of all. Yeah. It's a little bit slow cranking, but if I give it some pumps, I think it'll fire. Yeah. There's a little bit of fire. Give it a few more pumps. Oh, it's really, hope I can get it started before the battery goes dead. There she goes. Okay, well, the battery was a little bit low, but we got it to fire up after sitting for 5 months right here in this spot. So that's pretty good. I'm just going to let it run for a few minutes, get it warmed up just a hair, and then we're going to move it outside and we can have a little bit better look at it. Okay, she's warmed up a little bit here, and moved some stuff out from in front of the car, and let's see if I can't get her out of here. It's a little bit tight. I got it packed in here pretty good, but I can get her squeezed out here, hopefully without scraping it up against the wall or anything. Power steering works really good on this car. It's one of those one finger deals where you just turn it and it goes. Okay, she is out of the garage for the first time since Power Tour, and as you can see, she is dusty. But let's go ahead and start our walk around. We'll start underneath the hood here while she runs and charges up the battery a little bit. All right, so it is a 1974, and we do have an outer hood latch right there in the grill and a secondary latch right here. It has what I believe is the original Buick 350 engine in it. It runs pretty good. Someone has added it says TA Stage 1. I can't see if that says Stage 1 or Stage 2 intake to it. So aluminum intake has been added to it. I added that Holley, I think it's a 650 carburetor there. It has electric choke on it. I don't have the choke hooked up, but it's there if you want to use it. But that Holley is brand new. I just bought it right before the Power Tour just for this car, and it goes with it as well. So 350, it's in there running good. We put plugs and wires and all that good stuff on it. Like I said, I drove it all the way to Hot Rod, all the way to Memphis, and then to Nashville, and then back to Indianapolis. And it has a new Walmart battery, so it's Walmart's a pretty good battery. You know, I don't mind them. We're leaving the 5-star rims on it. It has good tread on the tires. The body is pretty solid. I'm gonna have to take this camera off the tripod so we can get in there a little bit better and see the body. But let's have a look on the inside of it for right now. So the interior, there's no carpet on the floors, and we had to patch up the floor pans. We used just some sheet metal out of an old van that we bought, and we did patch the floor pans like all 4 corners. So there's pretty significant size patches that are in those floor pans. And then we put down some Duramat, not Duramat, but sort of the hardware store equivalent of Duramat over that. And then we that flex spray stuff, insulation over top of that. So it's been done in all 4 corners. And if I can release the seats, I'll show you the back seating area here. Not that you can see much. There's our fire extinguisher we took just in case, and our wrappings. But yeah, I mean, pretty much you can just see the insulation and stuff that we put down there. But I will add some shots of the floor patches that we put in so you can see what we did there a little bit better. Okay, let's open up this trunk area. Well, I left some stuff in here, didn't I? And we're gonna look through here to see. I just took extra pieces with me on Power Tour just in case I needed them. Fortunately, I didn't have to use too much stuff on Power Tour. Took some extra water. I don't know if this is water or actually coolant. I think it's just water. I took extra radiator hose. I don't know why I have this license plate. Funnel, my gloves, all this stuff that you don't care about. This extra tire. Is that new tire? Did I put a new tire on there? Man, that's a nice looking tire. Yeah, I bought that tire from a guy that, for the Power Tour. So let's come in here and have a look at this real quick, and we'll go over this part of it too. So the trunk area, it also had some holes and what have you in it. It wasn't too bad, but basically we just put this, not flashing, I don't know what this is called, but you get it at the Lowe's Home Improvement. It's sticky on one side and shiny on the other side, and provides pretty good insulation just like Duramat does. So put that all down on the inside, and there's a hole right back up in there that you can't see, and I'm gonna have to explain that to you a little bit, but basically we had to do some fabrication work in order to get the shock absorber to function properly. It has air shocks on it, so let me go ahead and grab that and get the air shocks aired up on it. You got the temporary license plate on there from when I played this. They give you a 31-day tag. I never did take that off. Okay, let me grab some air shocks, or let me grab some air, and let's air up these shocks real quick. Okay, grab the air hose here. Let's air this up real quick. The valve's here in the trunk, and it just she comes right on up there. I don't know how old the air shocks are, but they still work pretty good. I mean, they bleed off after a little while. I'm sure they probably could use some new lines, but works pretty well. All right, so I went ahead and shut it off. It's been running for about 10 minutes, so that should be enough power. But I wanted to show you, if you can see it in there, the shock. Let me stick this camera in here. Can you see that? don't know how well you can see it, but the shock, the upper shock mount, I had to fabricate that with a plate and drill a couple holes and make a new mounting bracket up there. And that hole right there kind of goes into the trunk where this insulation right here is backing it up. I mean, you can't really see the plate that I made because of the insulation that I threw over it, but yeah, that pretty much that section rusted out and I lost the shock mount, so I just had to fabricate up a pretty much an L bracket, and that's what it's sitting on now. The other side is fine, but that side, yeah, it is fabricated up, but it holds up very well, and it proved itself by making that long trip down to Tennessee and back. So, but the reason that I cut the power tour short this year was because, well, one, it was really hot, and two, I had lost this brake right here. I replaced the shoes and the wheel cylinder, but obviously I did something wrong. It all came apart, and I had to choke off this one brake line right here. So I only have three wheels, and it made for a dangerous situation, and I couldn't find the parts. So we headed on back after Nashville. So if it wasn't for that, maybe I would have continued on with the road trip, but you know, it is what it is. So at this point, a lot of you are saying, hey, that is a really good price on that car. Why is it so cheap? Well, there is a reason. And let's go ahead and get into that right about now. So I have it jacked up here so we can have a look under, and we will start in the very back of this car. Okay, I hope there's enough light to see, but we'll start off with the frame, the rear frame section. Yeah, look, it's pretty much rusted away to not a whole lot left right here. All of this. So we have this hole, rust, where the spring perch is still solid. So from the spring perch forward, it looks to be in pretty good shape. Here's one of the holes that's in the trunk that's just being covered up by the insulation there. And this is our one tank strap. We have a ratchet here holding that up. The tank, surprisingly, is in really good shape. I'm thinking probably somebody replaced that. The other tank strap it's okay. It's holding up there. But this, I don't know what this crossbar is and how much of a structural support it was, but it's not there anymore. I mean, it's really not there. So it's bad. That's bad. Let's go over there so we can see that side a little bit better. Okay, this is the passenger side. You're not supposed to be able to see the bumper shock mount from underneath. You can't see that one, but you can clearly see that one. That's the rear frame section, and it's supposed to have a bottom piece that goes over there. So that is rusted and gone. But again, where the shock mounts, or not the shock, the spring mounts, is still solid, and it's solid from that point going forward. And but it's not solid where can you see the shock plate right about there? I can't really get in there because the camera doesn't fit, but that part needs to be replaced too. And let's come in here and we can see that this quarter panel has some rivets in it. So there's a new quarter panel laying over top of this old quarter panel right here, and there's some body filler. I'm sure there's probably body filler all through here, because I'm sure this quarter panel was not put on properly, but it's on there, and that's about all I can say about it. So bumper, and watch this. there's that. So a few railroad track jumps and you will lose this bumper. So let's move forward onto the middle part of the car. So let's stop here real quick. See, this is still part of the quarter panel, and you can see like right about here where this other quarter panel is just sort of laying, I don't know if it's laying on top of an entire quarter panel or how much is there. And you can see in there, there's a little bit of spray foam insulation from the inside of the car where I sprayed in some so fumes wouldn't get inside. But yeah, continue. If you're still watching this, we will continue on. So you can see right here, this white and this sort of silver here, that's a pan. This is actually the inside, the interior walls of a cargo van that I cut up and I placed over the rotting out floor pans. This is the rear section right here. So sheet metal screwed this in, spray foam insulation. You can see the sheet metal screws coming through right there. So yeah, this is the back pan area. Let's move up a little bit more. This is the rear of the frame. This is like a Nova. It's a unibody. So you have unibody frame construction. Now, as a lot of us know, that these body mounts go bad and moisture gets into here and it rots a big hole where the body mount hole is. So I had to make a plate, drill a hole in it and slide it into the frame so we had enough area for the the body mount. If I would have put this body mount in here with the original frame, it would have sucked right through because there wasn't enough metal here. So we had to add metal into this side and the other side as well, if you can see it over there. So yeah, there's that too, but this is really solid. So did we do the upper one? I can't remember. Let's go look at it real quick. Okay, so this is a mid one, and for some reason I can't remember why I didn't put that mid one in at all. So there's not even a body mount there on the mid plate. I think it was difficult to get to, and I was running out of time, and this was so solid that I didn't worry about it. So we didn't do that one. So let's go to the other side and have a look underneath of here. Let's see what we got. There's a better shot of that mount and that plate that we had to put in there in order to keep the back of this subframe up. And let's see if we put a body mount on this side. We put a body mount on this side. I don't know why. I can't remember why we didn't do that other side. Maybe we just ran out of time, but you can see more floor panel. This is the front. We had to do all that. Sheet metal it down. Make it solid enough to go on the power tour. And let's look at these fenders. Yeah, let's just keep going back. Let's go the rest of the way. So this will complete our tour underneath of the car. So this is, yeah, this is probably the worst. All through here, spray foam insulation. This whole panel right here was rusted away from the rocker, so we had to L-shape this piece of metal, send it all the way across, and sheet metal it in, and then just throw a bunch of spray foam insulation to seal the little holes. There's way more spray foam insulation here than is necessary. We just didn't have enough time to come in and trim it back. But floor pans are shot, but they are in there and you can use them. The rockers seem solid. I can't tell if somebody replaced those or not, but that is the underside of the car. Not good, but patched back together and usable. So yeah, the underside of this car is not good. I mean, if you're looking for a nice car to restore, you can do better than this. But this is a good roadkill style car, just patched together. It looks fine from standing way back over here, but once you get up on it, yeah, there's some issues. But this car drew a whole lot of attention on the Hot Rod Power Tour. Everybody liked this, and I kept telling them, you know, it looks way better than it is. Showed people the gas tank strap, the spray foam insulation, made them look underneath of the car, everything. I mean, even the fenders have been patched. There's body filler all in this lip. The inner fender well is rusted. It's bubbling right here from, there's obviously some body filler right in here, so there's probably a hole behind here. But this body work was done probably 20 years ago. I mean, it has scratches and paint fills all over it. So it's not a fresh job. I mean, it's definitely a Bondo and license plate job. I mean, you can see some body filler coming out right there and bubbles there. So neither one of those fenders are really any good unless you just want to drive it like it is. There's filler there. There's a little bit in there, and you know, like we said, these quarter panels were pop riveted on and bonded over. I imagine both sides are probably done like that, even though I can't really see on the inside of this one. But you can see on the inside of this one, there's a line right here where somebody put that quarter panel on. So a half quarter panel, probably on both sides. The doors are pretty solid, I would say. There's a little spray foam insulation there. The rockers seem solid, but wow, yeah, that is it. That is the bad of this car. So again, if you're still watching this, then you obviously are interested. So we'll get to the nitty gritty. I am going to be selling this car on Facebook Marketplace, and it will be located in the Indianapolis area. So if you're willing to drive or fly in, I pretty much guarantee that this car would drive all the way back to California, probably with minimal issues. The tread on the tires look good. I don't know how old the tires are, but they look good. They don't appear to be dry rotted or anything. And you know, they made the trip all the way down to Memphis and back, but they were on the car when I bought it. But yeah, it is what it is. I had a good time with it, and now it's time for it to move on to a new owner so we can get some new projects in. So the price of this car, Facebook Marketplace, will be $3,500. I may entertain some trades, so let me know what you have. You know, send me a picture. Hit me up on Instagram at Street Right Garage. Hit me up on Facebook Marketplace. Chuck Branson. I'm on Facebook. You can hit me up there. And send me a message. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to come look at the car. It has a good title. I plated it. I had insurance and everything on it. So everything is good. Clean title, Indiana title in my name, ready to go. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Hit me up and let me know what you think. Until next time.